What's going on, fellas? Welcome back to another beautiful day over here at Skiff Land. Today is going to be a messy one, covered in fiberglass. To be completely honest, I've been putting this off because the last time I was working on this particular skiff, I don't know what was in the old fiberglass dust coming out of this thing, but my arms were so chewed up and just welts all over my forearms like never before. I've been covered in fiberglass dust many times, but there was something in this boat right here is a menace to society when it comes to that fiberglass dust. So I went to Harbor Freight. I bought a belt sander with really low grit sanding belts. I got some grinding wheels. I also got some Tyvek suits to try and protect myself from the dust that this bad boy provides. But we're gonna go in here and we're going to sand down every high spot on this whole entire boat. All back here, man, it's so crusty. But the more crusty it is, the better transformation it has in the long run. So I'm okay with it. But every single line, every ridge is going to be sanded completely down. Hopefully by the end of this video, we're gonna have a very smooth surface to build off of and then go from there. But today, I just have to get it out of the way. I have to get this crazy, dusty, fiberglass dusty day over with. I've been pushing it off, but today's the day. Just to keep up with everything, we just spent $62 at Harbor Freight. Add that to the list. Yesterday we went up, today we go back down. But it's nice to actually be keeping track for once. By the end of this build, I guarantee this list is gonna be on the ground. Probably another column somewhere else. But this is what I got. I got some suits. I got some belts. I got a belt sander. And I got a grinding wheel. This is what we're gonna be working with today. Oh boy. Freaking crust bucket. So I want to say I was doing some late night Facebook Marketplace browsing. Late night as in 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Me and my wife were running some errands. We were at Target. I'm just cruising Marketplace, and I found this. You already know. Minn Kota 55 Riptide. Good unit right here. Found it on Marketplace for 500 bucks. I have a few of these units. Sure would be sweet on this crust bucket. All right, seeing stuff like this keeps the morale high. But I just wanted to say, they had it listed for 500 bucks. I said, I have cash right now. What's the address? And they were like, it was a husband and a wife shared Facebook page. And they were like, you want to come tonight? And I was like, I'll come anytime. I'll come tonight, tomorrow, whatever. And they say, yeah, you can come right now. So I pack up at Target, check out. We start cruising. It was like a 30-minute drive. We cruise over to their house, walk up, and I looked at the trolling motor. Everything was nice. I could see that it was definitely repainted. There's some overspray up here. Still a good unit though. I put power to it, it powered up just fine. Everything's fine with it, but I just said the usual, you know, you have any wiggle room, or is 500 the best you can do on it? And they both short-circuited. It was weird. The wife came out and told me this whole life story. Oh, well, you know, we're trying to get him on Social Security, but he keeps being denied. So we're on like a one-income household right now. And so we're like $895 behind on our electric bill. So we were just thinking that maybe the 500 we'd be able to send that to the electric company and they would be like keep the lights on. So yeah, he's applying for Social Security still. I'm not sure, we haven't heard back in a while, but the last time he was denied. So, and I was like, so like, you don't have wiggle room? What's up? And they just kept being like, I mean, I don't know, like what kind of wiggle room are you looking for? They a little bit on the crack side, let me tell you, a little bit on the crack side. But I was like, if you're firm at 5, I mean, that's fine. Like, I just need an answer, you know? And they just never gave me an answer. They just kept saying, well, we need the money for this, and we need the money for that, we need the money for this, and they kept talking about this Social Security thing and keeping the lights on. And I was like, I'm all about keeping the lights on. Let's just leave it there. I'll give you the 500, give that to the electric company, keep the lights on. I'm for the people. I'm for the people. You got a problem and a trolling motor? I'll come help the problem a little bit. I'll buy the trolling motor. You got an outboard, but you got some bills to pay. You got a trolling motor, but some bills to pay. That's where I step in, all right? Now, I mean, 500 is a good deal. It's not a great deal. These Minn Kota 55s usually pop up on Marketplace 400, 500, 600. But the reason that they, like, you get so many messages for them, it's not because the price is amazing, it's because they never really pop up. And when they do pop up, somebody like me is there super fast. So I'm okay with 500 though. I'll buy them all day at 500 if you have one. Regardless, looks sweet on the crust bucket, kinda. Dude, from this angle, the crust bucket looks so pointy. I'll have to change the angles. I keep having to convince myself to stay in the job on this one. Let me find a better angle. Kinda better, hold on. Hold on a second. That's a little bit better, kinda. I don't know. It's not the best looking skiff right now. I might need some more convincing. But regardless, 500 helped me out. Got another trolling motor, helped them out. Maybe keep the lights on. Maybe bought a little crack. I don't know. I'd like to think they sent it to the electric company. Anywho, I gotta get to work before I psych myself out. Let's just see what's going on with this suit. It's been a while since I had one of these. Reason being, the last time I used one, I don't know, I sweat buckets in these things, obviously. And also, where's the other one? Oh, joke's on me. From the package, it looks like there's 2 in here. I don't know, this went over my head. That's just the front and the back, whatever, I'm cool with that. I got some scissors over here though, because I'm considering chopping at the waist. I'm just doing it, not gonna overthink it. I'm really trying to protect my arms rather than my legs and feet, whatever. I was talking to a guy yesterday who did this, and that's kind of why I was like, all right, I'm sold. He said he just cuts them in half. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, it's already so hot. What is this? Why is it doing this? I mean, that'll work. Arms are protected. The head's protected. Is it stylish at all? With the flops? Whatever. We need to get to work. Okay, this actually is the full evolution. I kind of feel Miami Vice with it open a little bit like this. Obviously, I need to keep that thing tucked. All right, we got to get this belt sander out though. See what's going on over here. I've wanted a belt sander for a while. Figured today is a good day to pull the trigger. Add to the arsenal. I need way more tools with cords around here, to be honest. Tired of dealing with batteries and everything. All right, I'm gonna get this set up and then check back in when it's time to yank. Things are already not looking too good because I unzipped it to pull my microphone out and the zipper came off and it's just not looking good. I can't get the zipper back on. It's a really cheap, flimsy zipper. So we're gonna have to resort to the old zip ties. I just punched some holes with a nice Phillips head screwdriver. I mean, this should do the trick. This will probably keep me suited up more so than that flimsy zipper. It was just moving up and down, out of control. Come on. Zip ties, you know? This could be a new trend. This is usually how they start. So I mean, if you start yanking the zipper off and zip tying, shout me out. I'll even make it look a little nicer. All right. Well, I mean, that looks like that 2016 trendy look with all the tags hanging off and everything. But we'll snazz it up a little bit. Wait, hold on. We'll even customize. I'm in a custom mood right now, just to fit just to finish the look. Almost like I'm about to walk in an off-white fashion show. I'm gonna take this one off. I zip tied it way too tight off the rip, losing circulation fast. This is super random, but I was just thinking about that zip tie on my wrist, and it made me think, what if before you go into battle, you just had various zip tie type things around like your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, your right here, your knee, your ankle, all the way around. That way, if you took a bullet somewhere or any type of laceration, you wouldn't even have to think about it. You would just cut that area off. Pull this tight, and this is just sectioned off. Sort of like those big ships that their bottom compartments are separated, so if they take impact, it'll only fill up one section and you won't sink the boat. I don't even know if that's a thing already. I know that tourniquets, that people keep tourniquets on them, but this is like a split, just you don't even have to think about it. You took a cut right here, zip, zip. You took a bullet in the leg, zip, zip. Just already yank both of those and just completely cut it off. This is what I think about. It's gloomy outside. I'm in the shop. We're about to get down and dirty, and these are the things that I think about on a Tuesday. 36 grit sanding belt. This thing should put in work, huh? Also have this new grinding wheel. We'll probably use this first for some big chunky sections. Being protected is fantastic, but I can't see. It's all foggy. Okay, the angle grinder works for cutting down bulk, but now I'm going to hook up the belt sander and try and go back over the places that I did hit with the angle grinder and see if we can get a really flat surface. But also I'm going to take it over to this side and see if the belt sander will just cut down all the bulk and everything. The grit on that sandpaper is super low, so hopefully. This is actually my first time ever using a belt sander. It sounds like a beast. There's a big chunk right here. I'd like to make that flat. Let's see what she can do. Belt sander works great. It flattened out this spot beautifully. I could probably put gel coat right over that and nobody would even know. But it's still struggling a little bit with the bulk, like right here. I'd have to sit there and hold it for probably a while. So I might hit that with the angle grinder and then come back. Doo-doo-doo. All right. Say she did all right, nice and flat. To be honest, I thought she would do more damage, but she's hanging in there, she's doing all right. It should be noted that this is the cheapest belt sander out there, so I mean, not expecting much. I really have to watch my sodium today. Maintaining electrolytes as much as possible with heart failure and my particular heart condition. Sodium, magnesium, potassium, all of those things directly affect my day really badly. A lot of normal people, you know, you can just get by. It's not a huge deal. If you sweat a little bit more, it's probably good for you. But when I sweat a lot, like I am right now in this top half of the suit, I'm losing a lot of sodium. So I need to keep replenishing that, or otherwise I'd have a really bad day. Probably end up on the ground. Not necessarily passed out, but laying on the ground to stop myself from passing out. Sucks, man. I'm gonna finish up this side the best that I can, and then we have to get some bulk off of this side. I'll bring you back in for that. that is gonna do it. Pretty much done, pretty much flat as I need it to be. I'm gonna go cold water. Oh man. And Dawn dish soap everywhere. Man, I feel like all of the protective gear gives you this false level of confidence, because the whole time I kept getting fiberglass dust in my eyes, more so than when I don't wear all of that stuff. Maybe because when I'm not wearing this stuff, I'm squinting extra hard or looking away or whatever. But with all the gear on, like I said, a false level of confidence that made me feel like I could just look directly at what I was doing or not worry about this or not worry about that. Given we really only have fiberglass dust on this portion, which I could easily kind of DIY a little like arm sleeve with a glove or something to fix that next time. Hands seem to be okay, but the sweat that was dripping into my glove was containing fiberglass dust from right here. So I do still have some fiberglass pinging in the hands. Okay, the big reveal is a little anticlimactic because it looks basically the exact same that it did before I started, but everything is so smooth now, it's very flat, exactly what I was going for. It'll be super easy to build up from here now that everything's flat. So mission accomplished. There wasn't really much going on in this video, but I felt like if I had to endure all of that, everybody had to endure all of that. It sucks, especially fiberglass dust that fine. But I feel like we did a number on this nose cap up here. It looks a lot better than it did, let me tell you that much. It's kind of silly, but it doesn't look broken like it did before. I would say the other big issue that has been uncovered, well, there's two. One is this back corner right here. That's going to need some fiberglass work for sure. I was hoping to maybe not have to do that, but I am. And then there's a crack over here that needs to be addressed. This will need to be addressed for sure. I'm telling you, this boat's not doing a great job at keeping me in the game. But I have an idea now of how I'm going to build the deck. The deck is going to be open underneath, so it's just going to be a platform and then two kind of stringer bulkhead type things going basically the exact size as the gas tank needs to be, with an opening back here. But it's gonna be about the same length, probably a little further. I'm gonna build a false floor under here to just flatten everything out. And it's gonna be a really simple build, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we got this part out of the way. I've been postponing it, pushing it off as much as I can, just because I didn't want to do it. I'm keeping it real. I'll keep it 100. I didn't want to do it. Now it's done. Now I can get in here and finish sand the rest of it, and then move on to fiberglass work, gel coat work. We got a long way to go, but we made a lot of progress today. Even though it doesn't look like it, we made a ton of progress. I'm stoked on the belt sander. I'm kind of bummed that I never had one up until this point, especially doing all the fiberglass work that I've done over the years. Never had a belt sander. I don't know why. It definitely flattens everything out way easier. This one seems like it took a little longer than it should have, just because it's the cheap option. I only used one belt. If I kept switching it out, I feel like I could have gotten some more progress faster, but I just kept the same one on. It seemed like it had a good amount of grit, but it is what it is. We got it done. This thing is crusty still, a little bit less crusty. I kind of sanded a lot of the crust off. I'm also hyped on the trolling motor. This is the one that's going to end up here. So things are coming together. Should I add that to the list? Let's do that right now. Let's do that right now before I forget. 5 hundo to the list. All right, where'd my cap go? I dropped the cap, lost the cap straight up. I'll work on finding that here soon. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you made it to this point of the video, you're a legend for sure, because you didn't leave the homie in the dust. Figuratively and literally, you stayed with me through thick and thin, through fiberglass dust and all. We're in this together. So I appreciate you guys more than you know. Ooh, I just caught a glimpse of that Simrad Go 9. A lot of work was done on that boat yesterday. All right, now we can move forward with this build. Tomorrow I'm gonna get a bunch of stuff to maybe mock up what the deck is gonna look like, whatever. We're moving and grooving. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Just hopped in the truck, ready to get home, eat some food. But today is Tuesday, and you know what that means for your boy. Top Golf on Tuesdays. It's because it's half off. Top Golf on Tuesdays is half off. I say it probably every single Tuesday. And it's nice. Go out there, hit some golf balls, let the old lady eat some snacks. It's a fun time. But I was just thinking, the funniest thing, I mean, I don't know if this is just me or whatever, but the funniest thing is to bring somebody to Top Golf that is actually really, really good at golf and just watch them. Just watch them. Not necessarily, like, they try so hard. I don't know what it is about Top Golf and people that are actually good at golf. If you ever go into Top Golf for a silly goose time, like me, because I'm trash at golf. It's not, I just have fun. It's not a big deal to me. And then I'll look to my left and I'll see somebody playing with like a glove on. Brother, if you bring a glove to Top Golf, I think it's so funny. I don't know, because my father-in-law is really good at golf, and I was gonna invite him tonight as well with us, me and the baby and my wife. And it's just a thought. I know he's gonna take it so seriously. I wouldn't be surprised if he brings a glove. We'll see. We will see. But I'm covered in fiberglass, even though I wore a lot of protective gear. So I'm gonna have an uncomfortable drive home, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for bearing through that with me. I needed a homie today. Going through that solo, rough. More rough than it already is. Love you guys. Bye-bye.